Hi, welcome to Mrs. Park's Algebra 1 class. This is Chapter 4, Section 2, Writing Equations in Slope-Intercept form. So in the previous section, we learned how to graph when we have equations in slope-intercept form. So now we're going to write these equations. All right, why? Excuse me. In 2000, Americans took 337.1 million vacations. In 2004, Americans took 375.4 million vacations. You can find the average rate of change for these data. Then you can write an equation that would model the average number of vacations taken each year. So write an equation given the slope and a point. The next example shows how to write an equation of a line if you are given a slope and a point other than the y-intercept. So when you write an equation given the slope and a point, okay, write an equation of the line that passes through 2, 1, and the slope is 3. You're given the slope but not the y-intercept. Okay? Remember, you want to write your answer so that it looks like y equals mx plus b. This is a slope-intercept form. Alright, so here we have y equals mx plus b. Okay, that's what we want. Right now your slope is 3. So in green you put 3. Okay. They give you 1 point. That means if x is 2, you put 2 for x, and y is 1, you put 1 for y. Okay, so now you have 1 plus equals 3 times 2, you got 6, plus b. So I'm going to find out what b equals. By subtracting 6 on each side, that would get rid of this. And now you have b equals negative 5. So now we found b, the y-intercept. We already knew the slope is 3. So we're going to rewrite it. Y equals 3x minus 5. So this is your final answer here. Y equals 3x minus 5. Okay. So here's your turn, 1a and 1b. So write an equation of a line that passes through the given point and has the given slope. So you want your answer to look like y equals mx plus b. Okay. So just like we did in the example, the previous example, you're putting your slope for m, you put your x as negative 2, and 5 for y. Find out what b is, and then rewrite your answer in slope-intercept form. So go ahead and do 1a, 1b when you come back when you're done. Alright, welcome back. Write an equation given 2 points. So now you're not even given a slope, you're just giving 2 points. But we are able to find the slope by using the slope equation. Okay, so if you're given 2 points through a line which a line passes, you can use them to find the slope first, then follow the steps to example 1 to rewrite the equation. Okay, choosing a point. Given 2 points on a line, you may select either point to be x1, y1. So it can be either point, it can be x1, y1. Be sure to remain consistent throughout the problem. Alright, so here's an example problem. So write an equation of the line that passes through each pair of points. So here you have 3, 1, and 2, 4. You're going to find a slope by doing the slope formula. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So here you have 4 minus 1 on the top, and then 2 minus 3 on the bottom, became negative 3. So now you have a slope. You can use either point to do the y-intercept. You can use this point or that point, because now it's just like example 1, you have a slope, and you can use a point. So here in the textbook they use the second point, 2, 4. So here you have your slope is negative 3. You use points 2, 4 for x and y. Find out what b equals. So b is 10. Now you have your slope and your y-intercept. Let's just rewrite it in the equation. Y equals negative 3x plus 10. So here is your final answer. Y equals negative 3x plus 10. Okay, so there's a lot of steps you need to take for this problem. You're given 2 points. First step, find a slope. Okay, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now use the slope, put it in here, and use one of these points. It can be either one, that's up to you. And then find what b equals, the y-intercept. Rewrite your equation using your slope that you found and the y-intercept you found. Alright, one more problem. Alright, so here, first step, find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So negative 6 minus negative 2. Remember, minus negative makes a plus. Negative 5 minus negative 4. So now you have negative 4 over negative 1, which is positive 4. The slope is positive 4. Now you have y equals 4x plus b. Okay, the m is 4. You can use either points. In the textbook they use the first point. So this is x and this is the y. So substitute that. Okay. Now solve for b. Okay, it's 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Add 16 to each side, or subtract negative 16, same thing. And now you have b is 14. Okay, now rewrite your equation. Y equals 4x plus 14. And that's your final answer. Okay? Alright, so we did 2 problems together. Go ahead and do your turn, numbers 2a and 2b. Okay, first step, you're going to find a slope. Then replace one of these points for x and y. Find out what the y-intercept is and write it in a slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, and when you're done with these two, come back for our next slide. Alright, welcome back. Baggage handler. Airline ground crew responsibilities include checking tickets, helping passengers with luggage, and making sure that baggage is secure. This job usually requires a high school diploma or GED. Okay. So airfares. The table shows the average fares for domestic flights in certain years. Write an equation that can be used to predict airfares if fares continue to increase at this rate. So 2004 was $354, and as you can see, each year it increased. So we're going to write an equation for that. First thing we're going to do is find the slope. The slope is the change in cost over the change in year. Okay. So you can do any of these. It should have because it's proportions, ratio, it should be the same. So in the textbook they use 378 minus 366. So they used this portion here. Okay. So 376 minus 366, and that means we have to do 2006 minus 2005, which is 1. Okay. So here it's 12. So 12 is your slope. Now that we have 12 as a slope, you choose any point. They put 6 and 378 as a point. So that's x and y. Okay, x and y, to find out what b is. Okay, now you have the slope, which is 12, and you have your y-intercept, which is 306. So here is your equation. Okay. You can check the answer by using another point. So here they put 5 years, 2005 with 366, and they equal, so your answer is right. Alright, so here is your turn number 3. Go ahead and do this question for number 3 and come back when you're done. Alright, welcome back. You can use a linear equation to make predictions about values that are beyond the range of the data. This process is called linear extrapolation. Alright, so we're going to predict the airfares for example 3 to estimate the cost of airfares in 2010. So instead of x, I'm going to put 10. Okay, you notice they only use the last digits. So 12 times 10 plus 306. So we can estimate in 2010 it's going to cost $426. Okay, so here's your turn number 4. So use the equation that you got for number 3 to predict how much money Ethan will earn in a week if he makes 8 deliveries. So use the same equations for number 3 to use for number 4 to predict how much he makes if he has 8 deliveries. Okay, so once you're done with this, you're done with tonight's homework. So thanks for watching.